Attorneys for a former police officer accused of threatening fellow officers have filed a motion asking a judge to recuse herself from the case. Kelsey Fitzsimmons is charged with a single count of assault with a dangerous weapon after allegedly pointing a gun at a colleague. Now, she said she was suffering from postpartum depression and raised the gun to hurt herself and not to threaten anyone else. Fitzsimmons' defense questions why Judge Kathleen McCarthy-Neyman has assigned herself to the case, speculating on whether there is a familiar relationship with the alleged victim, given the shared last name of McCarthy. Okay, CK, start with this one.
First of all, I want to underscore that postpartum depression is real. So if that is a defense, if that's indeed what happened. But it's easy to find out whether there's a familiar relationship,
yes.
Whether the judge was related. You see, that situation makes no sense to me.
It does seem strange that, they're saying, or from the reports we're reading, the judge has taken an interest in this one and why this is happening. I have no idea, but it's an interesting one to follow. Daryl, what is your opinion on this?
I think it's interesting to follow. Probably the judge should not be recused, but likely she will recuse herself because there's no reason for her to keep the case. If there's any smidgen of impropriety, let the case go on, and if she's convicted, it'll happen.
Yeah, but what impropriety? I don't see the impropriety. Having the same last name, if you're not related, what's the impropriety?
I agree, but just in case, less is more.
Yeah, just in case. I mean, a lot of people can have the same last name.
Yeah, they can.
But if there is some relationship, they could find out, and then yes, she should recuse herself.
I think she ought to recuse herself regardless, just because why have adverse publicity? And there will always be those questions. Why, especially if there's a conviction, why didn't you recuse yourself? She should have another piece for appeal.
David, what's your take on this one?
I'm with Daryl on this one. Look, judges don't want to work as it is. So if I was the judge, yeah, okay, recuse myself. Great, let another judge take it. There's plenty of other judges in this building. Look, if there's any type of impropriety, even if there really isn't, but there's an appearance of it, you have to do that. You have to recuse yourself. And in this situation, look, there could be an appeal if it doesn't happen. So I think that she should appeal, or she should recuse herself and go on her separate way.
Well, see, I got to disagree. Appearance of impropriety, it happens all the time. If that were the case, then judges would all have to recuse themselves of cases, especially in a small community.
Au contraire.
You don't think so, Jerry?
No, this one, there's a little more publicity on this one.
There seems to be something to this one.
Maybe there's something I'm missing. But based on what we know now, if there's something I'm missing, I will agree with the gentleman. But based on the evidence that we know and the information that we have now, there's no reason for her to recuse herself.
Calling us gentleman was very kind, and we appreciate it.
That was kind.
But having said that, just go ahead and recuse yourself, because why continue a problem that doesn't need to exist?
Good point. We're going to have to leave it there.